Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over my favorite and least favorite filament brands, companies, whatever you want to call them. And I'm hoping that this video will help a couple new printers out that are just getting into the market or just getting into the hobby to save themselves some money. So the first thing I'm going to start with is filament brands that I would avoid, and I'll give reasons for why I would avoid these. The first thing I'm going to start with is Fremover. I used to have a whole bunch of filament from Fremover. You can buy it for like $10 a roll, so I bought like 10 rolls. And then I ended up buying some more just because I had more sales and they gave me more codes. It turns out I had to throw all 14 rolls away that I ended up buying. And with that, I wasted about $140, $150 worth of filament. So for anybody out there, I would never, ever, ever buy Fremover PLA. Avoid them at all costs. They suck. And the reason they suck is because they have dimensional accuracy issues, at least every single roll I had. I couldn't get it to print and it would always clog. Next up is one that I just have never had luck with. You can buy it on Amazon fairly easy. It's called Hatchbox. I don't like it. I've never been able to get it to print right. It doesn't look good when it prints. It leaves a lot of smooth to matte transitions. It doesn't print well at speeds. They might have fixed that nowadays, but it's just not a great brand in my opinion. I'm sure there's people that have had good luck with it, but I have not. My last brand that I don't ever want to buy again is G-Tech. They don't make bad stuff, it just does not print that well. I have more clogs, it's very brittle, kind of the same issues I had with Fremover, but usually I get spools like these because people buy them and send them to me to print stuff for them because they can't find a color they like. G-Tech is okay, but I will never buy it personally. I do not like it and I don't recommend it to anybody. The next one I'm going to go to, and those are all my avoids so far. The next one I'm going to go to is my okay list. This is where I like to buy them, but there's caveats or trade-offs from buying them. So I'm going to get this one out of the way here. So one of those brands, don't touch that, okay? I'm talking to my little Frenchie down there. One of the filament brands that my wife really likes because they have a lot of good colors is actually Mika 3D. You can buy them on Amazon. They have kind of a limited range of colors in big spools, but they do sell a lot of the smaller 250, 500 gram spools. It's a good brand. You just have to kind of beware. It does get brittle extremely fast, so drying it, at least in my opinion, is recommended after it's been sitting for a month or two. It does print okay. I do have occasional nozzle clogs, but because I can't find a lot of colors that they have, I tend to lean more towards them for those specific colors, and I usually try and blow through a roll fairly fast so I don't run into those issues. The next up in the okay category is actually California Filament. They only make PETG, and it actually is where I buy a majority of my PETG. But if you're only looking for PETG, it's a great brand. If you're looking for anything else, it's not. That's kind of the trade-off. But they do make some good stuff. The bad part is they also, actually I take that back. I don't know why. I have some spools that are plastic. Most of them, 90% of them came cardboard. Not a bad brand. I don't ever use them all the time because there's other PETG brands that I do like, but they strictly do PETG and they do a good job of it. Next up on my okay list is Cookie CAD. They actually make some of the best filament I've ever printed with. It's just expensive and it's kind of niche colors. They don't have just like, I guess they do, but a lot of this is like, this is a purple chip and they have pink chip, blue chip, mermaid's tail. I mean, they have a lot of good stuff. It's just, they don't have a lot of just straight normal colors. It's a lot of pastels. It's a lot of more feminine colors, I guess I would say, but my wife loves them and I like to print with them. They're just kind of expensive for what they are, but in my very best pile, I have some pretty expensive brands. Another brand that I really like, I'm still going to throw it in the okay, just because I don't typically print with a lot of silks and a lot of gradient filament. This is actually glow in the dark, is Amelin. Amelin makes some really good stuff, so does Flashforge. Amelin has some good colors that we like. Most of the time I actually never buy this. People send it to me for commissions, but this is still a good brand that I do recommend people purchasing if they want some silks or if they want some gradient colors. This is a good brand for that. I just typically don't buy it just because I'm not into printing those as much as I used to be when I first started. My favorite bulk filament to buy, I have tried Push Plastics. I did not like their filament. It had some dimensional accuracy issues that I did not like. Especially for the price I was paying. But my favorite bulk PLA to buy is Sunlu. And I'm trying to get my Frenchie out of the way here. Get out of the way, bud. Sunlu is my favorite bulk filament to buy. I only buy their white, black, and gray, and usually it goes on sale for around $100 for 10 rolls. I've been printing with stuff since I first started. I've never had issues with it ever, and I'm surprised because of how cheap it is. And I would compare these a lot to eSun. eSun's another good brand. I just never print with eSun because it's cheaper for me to get Sunlu than it is to get eSun, which is weird because in the US you'd think it wouldn't matter. My next favorite brand is Protopasta. I've actually met the owners of Protopasta and seen their machines. I've actually made my own colors with one of their filament workshops. I am subscribed to their filament monthly newsletter. They're not paying me to say any of this, of course, but I love Protopasta filament. It does have a little issue with stringing. It doesn't like to be printed super fast, but it still almost never has any issues, and I do love printing with it. It is a solid, solid brand, and it's manufactured in Washington State. It is a very, very nice filament, and they did update the spools to fit in the AMS. The only problem is this is very expensive, but a lot of their colors are more niche colors. We usually go to them for holiday colors and things like that, and we've never had an issue with them. Always been absolutely perfect. And their filament prints really well. I can't say enough good things about Protopasta. Besides their cost, they cost a lot. Another one of my favorites is Polymaker. Polymaker is what I use for PLA Plus and a lot of it's Polyterra, but I use it for a lot of their matte finishes as well. I really like this brand. It is a little bit more on the expensive side, about that $20 a roll to $20 to $25 a roll. But it is really nice, prints really well, and their PLA Plus is some of the best, in my opinion. I think it's some of the best. And then last up on my very favorite PLAs to use, whether or not you have a Bambu Lab printer. Yes, I'm a Bambu fanboy. I have 5, 6 of them. But their PLA Matte, PLA Basic, and their PLA Sparkle and all that stuff is good. It's a very easy filament to print with. It's very forgiving. If you want to go more towards the advanced filaments, this video probably isn't for you. I could go in depth on those, but usually at that point people know what they're doing. If you're newer to the hobby, I would definitely recommend Bambu filament. Even if you don't have a Bambu Lab printer, this stuff always prints perfectly fine. It's meant for printing at high speeds, and it's reasonably cheap if you buy in bulk and you buy refills. I do like the fact that you can buy refills from Bambu, because once this spool goes away or it's all used up, you have a reusable spool that you can put anything from Bambu on, and makes it really easy. There is one last brand that is probably gonna get me some hate. I absolutely despise their filament. I've just never had luck with it, and I don't know what it is, but it's Overture PLA. I don't like it. I do not like it. Every time I've ever bought colors from them, they don't match the website, which is expected to some extent, but I mean, when it prints, it always prints terribly at speeds. Maybe some of the newer stuff they have is good, but I've just never had luck with Overture PLA. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is. I'm just unlucky, I guess. I don't know. But to reiterate, my favorite 4 filaments that I would recommend new hobbyists to use would be Bambu Lab PLA. Any of their filament actually nowadays is pretty good. Polymaker PLA. Any of the stuff they make as well. ASA is also good. Protopasta, and Sunlu or eSun. Either one of those brands, if you're just starting off, is a great place to go and get filament. You can buy Amazon Basics filament or i3D Max, 3ID, I don't know. I think it's Matter Hackers PLA. It's triple I D Max. They're actually a good brand. I haven't had too much luck with them, but that was when they were first starting out, and I just haven't bought them since. I think you could get away with it nowadays. A lot of people do. They have some pretty nice colors. Just be wary. Don't take my word for it. I don't know. I haven't used it in years, so it's hard for me to give a good example. If you want some niche colors, Amelin and Cookie Cat are where I'm going to go. And if I need bulk Pet G, it's going to be California Filaments. There are a ton of brands on Amazon. Just be very careful with the knockoff Chinese brands. I know Sunlu's Chinese and Bambu's Chinese and all this other stuff, but really pay attention to the ratings. If you see a lot of ratings on Amazon that are high and they're good, and then you click on the reviews and it has random stuff from their website in the reviews, it's not just specifically on that filament, I would probably avoid it. Amazon Basics actually makes some okay filament, but it's very prone to clogging. It has dimensional accuracy issues, but it's basically just rebranded like eSun or Sunlu or whatever it is. I don't think they make it and spool it themselves, at least not from what I've been able to tell or find out. But with that, this is going to be a shorter video. I'm just going to call it here, and I'll remind everybody to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I like reading your comments down below. If you think I missed a filament, because there are hundreds of brands, post it down in the comments and give a good description as to why you like it, and maybe I'll try it out. But as of right now, out of the 50 or 60 different brands I've tried, these are my 4 favorites, and I really haven't deviated from that path once I found which ones I liked, just because of simplicity's sake, and then I know it's going to work every time. So with that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe one last time, and I hope you guys come back for the next one. Peace.